Okay, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to episode 239 of Dude and a Monkey, our 2017 year in review show. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I am joined by...
Matt Foster. Hello, everybody.
Hello, indeed. So, for regular listeners will know what we're up to here, but for those of you who aren't quite as regular, first off, eat more fibre. But secondly, so we will be going through our our top 10 films. We will cover... Did you do a bottom 10 in the end?
I did do a bottom 10, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we will be doing a bottom 10 as well, but obviously we'll not be taking nearly as much time on those. We'll also intersperse the main list with our top 5 pleasant surprises and top 5 and kind of top 5 disappointments, I suppose, technically, top 5. Yeah, because I suppose our bottom 5 disappointments would be... Yeah, anyway. The list that I want to say Steve Dixon asked us to do, the Geostorm list.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it was Steve. That will be coming next week. We haven't forgotten it. It's just It's going to be a busy one this week. Also, I think Rick J. Kidd asked for most... anticipated films for next for the coming year. We're actually going to do a proper list of that next week as well.
Yeah.
So this is all 2017 all the time, really. Anything to add there, Mark? Do we want to do trailers, or do we just want to get stuck in?
I haven't seen any.
Yeah, cool. I don't think I have either.
So I think we should get stuck in, because I think what I would say is before we get into this, it's been a really sort of strange year for film, in the fact that my bottom 10 was really difficult to do. Like, really difficult. Like, one of them, my bottom 10, number 10, is kind of there almost as like a bit of a nod wink kind of thing for it. And then I was going through and going, do you know what? They're not as such... There's some just movies that I just don't like in there, but some of them are just movies where I just go, that was just... I watched it and I was like, well, that just kind of happened, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And I know we both spoke about this to each other, that my top 3, I would say, could almost change within the next sort of like hour and a half.
Yeah.
So as I've got them written down here, I'm looking at it going, but it could be like that.
No, I concur very much. It's my number 1 was the hardest number 1 to pick, I think, since we started this show, just because there are quite a few films that I think could be number 1. I mean, we'll get into it, but yeah, it's been tricky. So, okay then. So, I've got a 20 through 11 as well. Mark, do you have anything like that?
I do not have a 20 through 11. I struggled so much with my top 10 that I once I'd done it, I looked at it and went, I can't face it.
No problem. So I'll just do this very quickly then. So number 20, the film I actually watched the most in 2017, Triple X 3, Return of Xander Cage.
Yep.
I don't think it can be any higher than 20, but I'm glad I've got it in there. And it actually was just above Good Time. I'll talk about Good Time either at the end of this show or next week. But yeah, anyway, 19, Logan. 18, John Wick Chapter 2. 17, Molly's Game. 16, The Big Sick. 15, Call Me By Your Name. 14, a film that maybe dropped about 10 or 11 places in the last 24 hours, Dunkirk. Number 13, Coco. Number 12, which, again, I haven't talked about on the show, but I will at some point. 12, The Villainess, and 11, which, by the way, we're going to be covering in Playing It Forward, which we're recording on Thursday. And 11, Okja.
Cool.
Okay, so let's kick it off then. Mark, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is a film we spoke about last week. My number 10 is Molly's Game.
Solid.
I like I said last week, I thoroughly enjoyed Molly's Game. It was the type of movie that I could have watched it could have kept going for another hour and I'd have still been enjoying it because it was just great writing, great performances. It looked great. It was just a lot of people being on top of their game. And also, I think it was almost like Sorkin when he started to direct it, because he's not like a recent writer. He's been writing films and TV for nearly 30 years. So for him to step at the director's chair, it seemed like he's almost... He got in the first sort of few days and maybe gone, oh, do you know what? I'm actually not bad at this. I'm all right at this. Cool. And then sort of relaxed into it, and he's got good people working around him. So, yeah, I won't talk about it too long because we spoke about it quite recently. But, yeah, Molly's Game is my number 10. And it's a thoroughly enjoyable movie. It's just a really entertaining movie as well. I think that's... I always like to get in my list is movies that... It's got to be, for me, movies that I enjoyed watching, and I can see myself watching Molly's Game quite often, to be honest.
Yeah, solid. It does feel like a very good stick it on, just to have a good time in the moment kind of thing. And I could see that. I could see that.
When that fucking crops up on Netflix or Prime or whatever in 6-9 months time, you're going to look at it and go, Molly's Game. All right, yeah, I'm good with that. Bang.
Yeah, quite. I think it was E1 who distributed it over here, and they're quite quick with their Netflix stuff. I could see it being on Netflix before year's end.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool. My number 10 is a film I actually spoke about a few weeks back, Makoto Shinkai's Your Name. So, yeah, I was really, really taken with Your Name. It's, on the face of it, basically kind of Freaky Friday with Japanese school kids, but it turns into something more grand and sweeping and operatic, and it's got a final 5-10 minutes or so that are an absolute fucking barnstormer. You're willing something to happen, and you just keep on willing it and willing it and willing it. Hell of a film. Beautifully animated, funny. The two kids in the centre of it are really charming. And it's pacey as well, 106 minutes, but for me it didn't really feel that. And a really great, like, kind of J-poppy soundtrack as well. Anime, I'm nowhere near as versed in it as many are, but this was quite the treat for me. I believe it's still on Amazon Prime, even though, as we said on the show, you've got to fucking scroll through the search results. Which, by the way, I had to do that with Good Time as well. Like, Good Time is literally the 11th or 12th result on Netflix when you type in Good Time. What the fuck is that about?
It's weird, isn't it? Like, it is a bit weird. What
are those search algorithms? Because, ever so slight tangent, Good Time, right? I stuck it on Netflix on my phone. I knew it was out on Thursday, this last Thursday, on there. And I was getting the train quite early, so I went for a run before I started my shift, and in our gym. And so, like, it was like 6:45 in the morning. It was like, I wonder if they stuck it on yet. I searched it. It was like, oh, no, all right, then fair enough. No, they probably haven't then. And then I just kind of, like, I scrolled through the list for some fucking reason, and then it was just there. And it was like, what? How is this algorithm done? Because is it kind of like, is popularity a factor in it or something? And so because it's new, it doesn't have that many hits for that. Or so,
that's all I can think of, is because it's new and it's not a Netflix film, isn't it? But it's not. It's one that they've bought rather than.
No, it's not.
Is it not even one they've bought?
No. It got a small theatrical. It was like a day and date Curzon home cinema thing a few months back.
Ah, right. So that's probably why. It probably literally is just because it hasn't got that many watches yet.
It's weird, man. You type in Good Time, show, like, the first results you should be showing are things with the exact title Good Time.
Good Time.
Like, just mental. Anyway, going back to it, Your Name, it's wonderful. Pretty sure it's on Amazon Prime, so still give it a crack.
Cool.
Nice one. Your number 9, sir.
My number 9 is John Wick 2.
Sweet.
John Wick Chapter 2. It's the thing about the John Wick thing is the first one kind of came out of nowhere for everybody, and it was released quite a bit in the States before it came out over here, and then it was like it was one of those we went, it can't be as good as people are saying, John Wick, and then you watched it and went, actually, it's really fucking good. Yeah, it's not reinvented the action genre or anything, but what it did do is it went, do you know what? You can have action. You can have all this action going on. But do you know what? You don't have to rattle the camera around. You don't have to make it feel like you're in the centre of the action by having the camera essentially taking punches, etc. You can just go, hey, have a look at this 50-year-old guy doing all this cool shit. And you go, I'm enjoying watching this 50-year-old guy do all this cool shit. And then they do a chapter 2, and you go, but is it just getting more of this now 52-year-old guy doing all this fucking cool shit? Isn't that going to get a little bit boring? And then you go, nope, it's not getting boring because they're just making... You know, the world, yeah. Well, we're going to do a version of it that's a bit fucking different, where literally every fourth person is an assassin and they pay with these fucking coin things and it's all fucking manner of craziness. And you go, that's fine because it's Keanu Reeves just looking fucking badass. And then you've got, in the middle of it, you've got these amazing set pieces that aren't even necessarily action set pieces. The essential kind of killing or the suicide of what's her name? Oh, I can't remember her name. The woman in it.
Oh fuck the the Italian woman.
Yes.
Oh fuck, I can't remember her name. Sorry,
I can't remember her name, but yeah, her. Gianni D'Antonio is the character's name.
From fucking bloody Tulpa.
Oh, I fucking love Tulpa. Tulpa's on Amazon, on iTunes. I saw it the day for $7.99. I might buy it.
He's recut it as well now, hasn't he? As well.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Claudia Carini, yeah. I actually remember quite liking Tulpa. I know. I am a fucking idiot. But then you've got that scene where you've got that big, opulent, massive fucking bath that's in this huge fucking room. And you've got this wonderful sort of scene where essentially she's just slashed her wrist to the because she wants to be in control of her own death. And you're going, that's magnificent in this movie. Because 10 minutes ago, we had a completely fucking crushed car and John Leguizamo going, I can fix it.
Yeah.
Yep, and then Lawrence Fishburne fucking just and his birds. It's and as well, also having a director going, yeah, Ruby Rose seemed like a good idea at the time. Let's fucking cut it.
She had a good. I mean, like, she had a good couple of months at the start there because she was in Return of Xander Cage and this, and then I don't think I've seen her in anything else since.
No, I mean, do you know what? I've not watched Orange is the New Black, and she could be fantastic in that. And she's perfectly fine in Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage. But in this, she just seems a little bit out of place. And so they've made her mute and basically cut most of her scenes. But to be honest, the second time I watched it, she didn't bother me nearly as much, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, John Wick 2, it makes you go, yes, I want John Wick Chapter 3. Yes, I want the TV series.
Oh, fuck. I'm so glad the Continental's actually been, like, announced as a go. Like, that's going to be... That's just going to be really fun.
Yeah. That's cool. It's a film that's being made because people enjoyed a film, and it's got a series of films that have been made because people enjoyed the film. It's not based on a toy or a comic or anything like that. It's getting this because people enjoyed it, and that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Very good. I mean, yeah, it was in my top 20. I'm actually about 40 minutes through another watch of that. But some other stuff kind of got prioritised. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be in my top 10. I'm happy 18 is where it is at the moment. Like I'm okay with that. So, you know. Okay, my number 9 is Raoul Peck's documentary "I Am Not Your Negro," um, which I watched on Amazon Prime. I don't know if it is still on there, but
I think it is, yeah.
cool,
So I hovered over it the other day.
nice. So this is based on an unfinished final novel by novelist James Baldwin, where he was working from the text of it, and it. Oh God, I talked about this fucking ages ago. I saw it ages ago as well. But it's essentially about three key assassinations in American black life: Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and the civil rights activist Medgar Evers. And it's about them and about their impact. But there's also much more modern day footage, and it's basically a depiction of no matter how things change, they stay the same. And in the America in which we have today, it feels like it does feel like a message that needs more pushing than it maybe had in the previous decade or so,
Yeah.
or at least a decade or so. So it really struck a chord with me at the time, just because it's both sprawling, but it's also telling a very, very clear message through the middle of it, and it doesn't get bogged down in one emotion for too long. It's an angry film, but it's not one which really, really beats you over the head with how angry you should be, which I think is key to getting these kinds of films watched by a more mainstream audience, or basically for this film not to preach to just the converted. You know,
Yeah.
I mean that's the thing. That's a problem that a lot of documentaries and cinema with big social agendas on its mind don't really seem to be able to cross at times. And I say what you will about Get Out, but that is a film which is for a mainstream audience and has, you know, quite a bit of medicine along with the sweet stuff, but does it in a very kind of mainstream setting, and I applaud that film for that. It's the one time I'll mention Get Out today, which will be unlike pretty much any year in review film show you'll probably listen to. But yeah, but the thing with this film is that it doesn't feel like it's beating you around the head. It is taking this, but it's doing interesting stuff with its structure, and it's trying to not be light-hearted, but just also be inspirational and hopeful and not just angry. Even though I might sound like a bit of a hypocrite, because there's a film I'm going to talk about later in one of my lists, which I wish, which is about a similar thing, which I wish was more angry. But anyway, I Am Not Your Negro. It's obviously, you've got to be in a certain frame of mind to watch it. You know, it's the territory. But if you are, you will watch it learning some things, hopefully, and, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's a film that's going to change your life, but I think with the rhetoric from the hard left being more rhetoric-y than ever in 2017, or at least that I remember, it's good to have a film like this which doesn't feel like it's just someone wanting to show you how right on they are about how right on they are. It doesn't feel like that, and that's the kind of stuff I applaud. So yeah, number 9, I Am Not Your Negro. It's more than worth a watch.
That's one that I'm a little bit disappointed in myself that I didn't watch, to be honest.
No, fair enough. Yeah, it's. I was actually kind of surprised when I looked through the letterbox list and saw like, shit, that actually was technically a 2017 release here. Okay, fair enough. Then that's going on the list. I hadn't even considered it. And it was like, fuck, okay, I will be putting that in there then. So, yeah, I Am Not Your Negro. Yeah, good. Your number 8, Mark.
My number 8 is Logan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the thing is, that was one where I kind of looked at it and went, huh, that seems like it came out so much longer ago than 2017. That film seems to have been around for about 5 years.
Very start of March, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it does seem to have been it seems like it's been there for so long. And I thought about it and thought, right. When I first started following my list, I was looking at Logan and I thought, the problem is there's that little bit in the middle, towards the end of the middle act, where I go, that bit, it's just not quite right. And you know the bit I'm meaning, don't you? The bit where he has, what is it? Yeah, there's that bit. And I thought...
Well, where it turns into Beyond Thunderdome for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's all the other bits around it. And the fact that you've got... you've got one of the big comic book characters, the big, huge comic book stars, really, of this current comic book movement. You know, that it's not just the Avengers. You know, Wolverine has been a huge part of this current boom we've got in comic book movies. And the studios had the balls to not only make an R-rated movie there, but to kill the fucker off in it, and to give Hugh Jackman and the character, that incarnation of the character, the send-off that it kind of deserves, and that everybody around it wanted to give that bit of going, do you know what? We don't just want to replace him, or we don't just want to reboot him. Let's give this version of Logan and Wolverine a proper send-off. And I think that in the current climate where films get made off, books get turned into 5 films rather than 2 films and things like that, and everything's done by accountants and done by how much money that can be made, that almost, I think, got lost in how good Logan actually was as well. It's not a perfect movie, but when it is good, it's really fucking good. And they managed to make a proper, essentially, like almost like it's a drama, really, that happens to have a few big action set pieces in it, but it's quite heartbreaking, because it's this character you've been with for near 20 years, and you've seen him in the good and the bad and everything like that, and then he goes out essentially in a blaze of glory, but it's in the middle of a field.
Yeah, it's almost an unmarked grave, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a death that he's completely comfortable with at the same time. It's yeah. It really is fantastic. I just wish it didn't have the Beyond Thunderdome bit.
And I can see that, but I think I'm just, for all the other bits for it, made me go, do you know what? I can forgive that 15-20 minutes, because of the rest of it is so good.
No, yeah, that's completely, yeah, no, I 100% understand that. I don't know, it's just my way of marking things is I would change something about that film, and there's a lot of films on this list that I wouldn't change. So, yeah.
That's fine, yeah.
I suppose there's one coming up which I am a little bit more. I'm kind of. We'll talk about it. Okay, my number 8 is Nacho Vigalondo Colossal.
This is one of the ones that I meant to watch. I had ready and lined up to watch, but just kind of ran out of time. Had I had a better week at work, I didn't have a bad week at work, I just had a very tired week at work. I've had a bad back all week, and it's kind of made me a little bit grouchy and a little bit uncomfortable. And so the movies that I wanted to watch, that was one of them. and I went and I didn't watch it, and I'm kind of pissed off that I didn't.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. It's I'd be really interested in your thoughts on it. It's a film which
I'll be watching it this week.
Nice. You really think it's one thing, and then it turns into something else. And the way it plays out that something else is really, 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 really interesting and feels very accidentally relevant. And I would actually wager that in a year where... I said I wasn't going to mention it, but where Get Out is getting an awful lot of awards buzz for doing very hot button stuff in a genre context, so should Colossal be. Anne Hathaway, pretty much never better. I'll put a pin in it. We'll talk about it when you see it.
I will be watching it next week, and I have a feeling that now... The thing is, I'm very pissed off myself because I very nearly text you to say, should I watch Colossal before? Should I absolutely watch Colossal before our list? And I didn't. And I have a feeling that now you would have gone, yes.
Yeah, yeah, because I would have.
For some reason, I didn't. I thought, no, I just what is it? What I will say is, I would have watched that fucker already if you could have rented it.
Yeah, man, that thing is only to buy on iTunes, isn't it?
Yeah, and I thought, I don't want to pay $13. I don't want to pay because I don't pay more than $9.99 for a movie. If it was $9.99, I'd have bought it, but it was $13.99, and it was $13.99 on Amazon Prime, on Amazon as well. You can't. I could have bought it on fucking Blu-ray for a $5.
Yeah, that's fucked.
You know, that's fucking stupid. I thought, fuck, I might just fucking buy it on Blu-ray on Friday night and then get it. And I got it for Sunday, and I could have watched it this afternoon. I thought, I know what'll happen there. It'll turn up at fucking 5 to 6.
Yeah,
on Sunday, and I won't get to watch it.
No, it's Entertainment Film Distributors handling it in the UK, and their approach to digital video is like digital streaming and stuff is fucked. So even though, then again, they did the Hateful Eight on Amazon Prime. I wouldn't be surprised to see Colossal pop up on there soon.
Yeah, it just seems like one that would pop up on Prime.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk about it when the when you get to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe let's take a break now. And do you want to do disappointments?
Yeah, can do. Cool. I'll let you start with this then.
Okay, so my number 5 disappointment is a film I actually referenced earlier on, Detroit. Yeah. Watched it this week. That film needed to be angrier. It's weird. It's really weird. It's Bill Milner is fucking horrifying in it. And it's just because, like, the fact that he thinks he can get away with the shit that he does in this film, like, the system is just in a way that he's just so fucking cocksure about himself, and he's so punchable. But there's this weird turn in the third act where, because I thought the film was basically going to be like the Algiers Motel and like that night. And it's like the middle third is, or maybe like, I don't know. It's like, maybe like 40% of it is. But then the stuff before and after it's establishing these characters. And then after it's basically a court case, and then how all that ends up. And for a director who is known for being unflinching and really cutting to the core of things, the way this ends is just... It does feel like white filmmakers assuming a black audience would chime with what is happening, but getting their what happens in it towards the end, but getting their calculations wrong. And maybe did you see this?
I didn't. I was put off by the fact that it's so fucking long.
Yeah, because I knew you didn't see it in the cinema, but I was wondering if you caught up with it. But and I mean, like, you know, obviously things are very, very charged at the moment, and this was almost positioned as being like the scream of rage that Black America was needing to have made mainstream, and it's not that. I mean, the Motel Siege is really, really well done, and it's very, very tense, and it's the kind of stuff you expect Bigelow can do in her sleep, and she does it really well.
Yeah.
I'm not damning it with faint praise there. She does, but I don't know, the before and after. There's like the before. There's this, one of the characters is like a lead singer in a band, and it's sort of like about him wanting to get a record deal and stuff, and it's a bit like, oh god, really? And then the aftermath of that towards the end, and it feels inessential because of the way it plays out the characters, when you do just think it's going to be angrier. John Boyega's character is really, really interesting for the vast majority of his screen time, but then he just is. It's obviously based on truth, but the way his arc ends up, it kind of just stops, and you expect. I mean, I don't know. It's a really conflicted character, and they set him up as being conflicted, and then there's not really an ending to his character. So, anyway, Detroit, it what really was disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, because it had all the makings of, and it looked really fucking good, looked punchy as hell, and then it just, I think, the fact that it came and it just disappeared without a trace for me. When that film came out in, what was it, August?
Yeah, it was late August.
That for me made me go, that's weird. That's weird for that film to come out in August. That feels like they've just gone, this hasn't quite worked, let's just dump it and hope that fucking everyone just goes, oh, look, Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that after it, so they don't notice that we've even released it.
Yeah, it feels like a better film could have been made quite easily.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know we've said on this show in the past about, like, why, you know, Black Panther, why does it have to be, why does the production team, like, kind of have to be predominantly black and whatnot? Can, you know, these stories not be told by people of all kind of races? And I'll be honest, Detroit's kind of changed my mind on that. It feels like it's a film, I don't know, it's a film about the black experience in America made by, with the key creatives being white. And like I say, I think they get their sums wrong. So it does, I don't know, it does make me question myself there, and it's probably a healthy question to ask. But do you know what? A Black Panther, black cast, black characters, set in Africa, or like a fictional area in Africa. Fuck it, man. Maybe, you know, maybe black filmmakers should be making that. You know, I think they probably fucking should. If, you know, I don't know. It does make me question myself, and that's great. I'm glad I'm questioning myself.
Yeah. I think that it was always going to be a difficult film to make. It was always going to be a difficult subject to make. I think that, there's been. I think it's a dangerous ground stepping on. With that, it's like saying, "Oh, this film's going to be set in Hong Kong, or we better get an Asian director to do it."
But I mean, I think it really depends on what. I suppose it depends on what the subject matter is. So, I mean, with Black Panther, I suppose, we don't know. Is it going to be a film that strongly reflects the black experience? And it could well be, to be fair, or the African experience. So maybe that's appropriate. With Detroit, it is a film about really, really horrible things happening to people for no good reason other than fucking vile racism.
Mm.
And it's being made by a white team who I don't know. I think they just get it wrong. They get what people should feel at the end of this film wrong.
Which is weird, yeah. And it could. It's. I just think that there could be that they missed base with it.
Tell you what, it's an E1 film, so it'll be on Netflix at some point in the relatively near future. Watch it then. Come back to me.
I'd go as far as to say that I'm just not sure Mark Boyle is that great a writer.
Well, yeah, I mean there is that as well. You know, it just.
The Hurt Locker is a fantastic film.
Wasn't he a war journalist though?
I think he was, yeah. In the Valley of Ella's a decent film. Zero Dark 30 is an intense film, but it's just I'm just not sure he's the right person to write that movie.
Okay.
And maybe it should have been written by a black writer, but I don't think that you need to have. Personally, this is just a personal opinion. I don't think you need to have a black writer and a black director, and things like that to tell social issues, be it which race they're from. But then again, I'll then get accused of, well, yeah, you would say that because you're a white guy. And it's like, well, that's fine. Do you know what, then? I won't have... If we're not allowed to have fucking opinions, then...
It's... Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that you exclude people from having creative input and whatnot, but it's... In order to... With a film like this, I'm trying to make myself clear on that. With a film like this... That is that's something that directly part of the American black experience. It feels weird that you're getting Mark Bowl and Catherine Bigelow as the people, at least after watching it, because
Walter Hill years ago wanted to do a film about this.
Sorry?
Walter Hill years ago wanted to do this story.
I mean, his would have been a more genre inflected piece. I'm assuming.
Yeah, he wanted to literally just focus on the hotel,
which I think this film should have been.
He wanted to do it, and I'm sure he wanted to use in a very similar way to what he did. He wanted to use basically a very unknown cast.
You see, that makes sense.
But he wanted to use an unknown cast for all of the his idea was he wanted to use an unknown cast for the black roles within it, and then the white roles within it to use quite recognisable genre actors, because he wanted you to essentially to feel that I don't recognise that there's a familiarity to them, but there's not to that, and he wanted to kind of add that to the balance and the tension of it.
You see, that I think that would have worked. But moving on, because we've talked quite a bit about Detroit, and you haven't even seen the fucking thing. So
exactly, yeah.
What's your number 5, man?
Death Note.
Yeah, this was almost in my list.
Yeah, Death Note. It should have been better. It's just, it should have been better. There's a creative team there whereby we were all very impressed with what they did with The Guest, and then they've made 2 movies since, and it was a little bit like, right, okay, there was a little bit of hope for these guys, and then now it's a bit like, well, It's a bit like, what have you fucking done for me lately?
To be fair, Simon Barrett didn't write Death Note.
No, he didn't. No, but it just it felt like something that ran away from them, like a good idea, and then once they actually got into making it, it was like, right, beyond these few cool visuals, we've not got the story right. So fuck it. Here's a Ferris wheel.
I mean, well, yeah. Oh god, that fucking ending. But William Dafoe was spot on. That was something, at least.
Perfect casting. Yeah. The lead guy wasn't.
The lead guy was fucking awful. Jesus, wept. It's yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised that's not on my bottom 10.
The more I think of it, actually, is I'm looking at it going, and it's probably worse than some of the movies that are on my bottom 10. But then some of the movies in my bottom 10, they're kind of there, a lot of them, because it's like, it's just, why bother?
Yeah.
Whereas I can see why they bothered with Death Note.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So what's your number 4?
My number 4 is David Michôd's War Machine. You know.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. David Michôd made Animal Kingdom. They did The Rover, and The Rover was rubbish. But then it was like, right, here's a big statement Netflix original film. Brad Pitt in the lead role. Really good supporting cast. And then you get this fucking mishmash of Coens and also trying to be serious, but just get like
watch Warring, because it's a better version of that movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, fair play. It's such a fucking nothing film, is War Machine, and my God, it shouldn't have been.
Nope.
Yeah. Anyway, we reviewed it. Show's still available. Number 4, War Machine. You're number 4, bud.
The Snowman.
Yeah, this is coming.
The Snowman. That's it's a Nordic thriller that stars Michael Fassbender, Val Kilmer, Rebecca Ferguson. That should be a really fucking good movie.
It's directed by Thomas Alfredson, for fuck's sake.
Directed by Thomas Alfredson. That should be a really good movie. It's set in the fucking snow.
Yeah.
All movies that are set in the snow should be great.
That's a good point.
So why is it so boring?
Yeah. I don't want to say anything.
Go. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Ben Affleck's Live by Night. Like, just kind of in terms of release dates, it kind of just squeaks in there. But fucking bad film, man. Did you get around to this?
I didn't, because every time I sat down to watch it, I went, do I care? Is this something that I can watch in 3 years' time and go, yeah, it probably is. So I'll watch something else.
It's just, it's bizarre. I mean, I don't know what Affleck's been doing the last few years. I mean, Batfleck, he's all right, but it kind of feels like his creative juices aren't being sated. But then he makes Live by Night.
It's a little bit like he went, right, you all love Gone Baby Gone. The Town was a great heist thriller. I won a fucking Oscar again. I've got 2 of them now. How can I set fire to my career again? I might get divorced and make some shit movies.
Yeah, quite.
Boom.
I mean, adaptation of a Dennis Lehane novel, which has kind of been pay dirt for filmmakers in the recent past. And he makes this film, which is this fucking kind of sleepy gangster thing where Affleck can't decide whether he wants his lead character to be sympathetic or not, and it feels episodic. It runs around all over the place, and it just, Jesus, fucking Christ, what happened? Live by Night, Bobbins. You're number 3.
My number 3 is a film that I didn't dislike. When it finished, I went, I wanted more out of that. And I didn't get it, and it's Jim and Andy.
It's a fair shout.
In the sense that it was just an interview with a guy where they're asking him questions, and he's been very open and honest with these questions. But they're not asking. They're not going, hang on a minute. We've got this guy sat there who is quite willing to answer anything. in what we are perceiving as being an honest way. I don't think that Jim Carrey's putting on an act there. I think he is just being quite self-reflective and quite honest in that. They don't go any further than they feel comfortable with doing, and they kind of should have, and it ends up just being bits of this footage, which is amazing to see. But then it gets caught between two stools of doing essentially a documentary about Jim Carrey's career and about that one particular film. And it just missed the mark for me. And it should have been, I wanted so much more from it because I felt like it was there to fucking take. And they just, for me personally, they didn't take that amazing opportunity that they had. And also as well, I'm not sure how comfortable I am with it being right. Well, is his creativity him just being a fucking prick? Because
it kind of seemed like it, didn't it? Yeah,
kind of seemed like it. Kind of seemed like he was like when everything was shut off and everything was there, he was kind of going, I can't believe I'm getting away with all this. What the fuck can I do next? What the fuck can I... How far can I fucking push this? And you get the feeling that it maybe shouldn't have been allowed to do it. And people going, oh my God, what an amazing artist he is. It's like, or is he just a prick?
Yeah.
Because I get the feeling if he was doing that for Liar Liar 2 and not Man on the Moon, people would be going, he's just a fucking prick.
Yeah, pretty much.
If that film was directed by Adam McKay and not Milos Forman, people would just be calling him a fucking prick.
Yes.
So yeah, there you go.
I agree. Yeah, no, fair point.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is The Red Turtle. Right,
fucking movie.
Yeah, it's like it's not going to be on my bottom. Well, it wouldn't be on my bottom 10 because we don't duplicate these any of the films on these lists. But it's really well animated. The first half or so is lovely, but you know, the guy fucks a turtle, and then it's like it's a turtle woman, and then they have a turtle kid, and I'm sounding like I'm just not being open-minded to it, but. And, you know, a lot of people have been calling it, like, one of the best animated films in years and stuff, and it's like, cool, enjoy your turtle fucking, that's great, brilliant. It's, like, and it's just the fact, you know, it was a Ghibli co-production, you know, and it's the only fucking, oh, God, it's the only Ghibli film that is streaming on Prime, and it's this.
Yep.
Like, what the fucking... Like, I wish Studio Canal could pull their heads out of their asses and fucking... Like, seriously, if the Ghibli films were $13.99 to buy on iTunes, I'd fucking do it. I would pay $13.99 to have Totoro just streaming.
You know what, Studio Canal? Why don't they just do one of those fucking channels that Prime have got at the moment?
Yeah.
Pay $4.99, you get all of Studio Canal's. You get a large chunk of Studio Canal's back catalogue accessible on Prime.
Yeah, like I'd pay it. I'd pay it. Like it's, but this, it's. I get it's trying to talk about big moments in life. Guy fucks a turtle. I was out. I can't. Nah. And it's just the first half was so good. It's this guy stranded on an island and trying to get off it and not being a fan of this turtle. But then he becomes too much of a fan of the turtle.
Then he fucks the turtle.
Yeah. No. Anyway, yeah. Red Turtle. Number 2?
Justice League.
Okay.
Should have been better.
Yep, should have been better.
That's all I'm going to say on Justice League is it should have been better.
Yep.
I still love the fact.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a sec there. What did you say?
I still love the fact that Noel genuinely adores that movie.
Yeah, no, good on him. Like,
yeah, good on him.
let your freak flag fly, Noel. Like, good for you.
Do you know what? I want two things from the Justice League now. I want the Tash cut. I want the fucking Tash cut with the Tash not edited out. Because when they said CGI, we can do anything with CGI. Look, we can make fucking worlds explode, and we can build all this shit. We can make you think all these things are real, but we cannot edit out a Tash.
You cannot make a man look like he's had a shave.
Without it looking fucking weird.
Yeah. It does look weird as well.
It looks so weird. Yeah, there we go. Justice League.
My number one is The Snowman.
Yes, I can see that. I can see why. That film should be better.
Let the right one in. Stunning. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Love it. You know, we got Fassbender. We got Charlotte Gainsbourg, for God's sake.
Yep.
You know, Val Kilmer, like you say, Toby Jones, like all these people. Rebecca Ferguson, like you say, like. It looks like it's going to be a good, solid, made-for-grown-ups thriller. And then it's Mr. Police, I gave you all the clues, and ominous shots of snowmen.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the lovely, lovely Tesla that the woman drives in the one bit was the most interested I got for the entire film.
Yeah.
Like, it just... That film...
The dreariest fucking looking... it's probably the most realistic, but the dreariest looking police station in the world.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's just so fucking dreary. Because I don't want to see... I don't want to see a dreary police station. Why are you spending so much time there?
Yeah, I mean, like, Alfredson basically came out the week after it came out saying he didn't get enough time to do it, and it was all a bit of a rush job because schedules got freed and whatnot. And, you know, it's like, if the director's literally saying that a week after their film came out, you know there was trouble. And
yep.
I think I said on the show a while back that it was weird to me that this didn't play LFF. And so something must be up, and it's like, oh, we know what was up.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, The Snowman, it's not a very good film. And it's really bloody disappointing. Your number one?
Alien Covenant.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fine, but again, it's just Ridley Scott can't make his mind up what the fuck he wants to do with the Alien films. Does he want them to be a horror film, or does he want them to be something more? And I kind of get the feeling he wants them to be something more, but nobody else does. And so we end up with just this weird mesh of, at some points, really well done, but quite standard fucking straight to VOD sci-fi horror stuff mixed in with just fucking up the entire world that's been built within that franchise. And it just doesn't make sense. Smart people doing really, really fucking dumb things, which is a trope of horror movies. That's fine. But it's a trope of horror movies when it's horny 17-year-old kids, not when it's fucking the world's best scientists that have managed to fly fucking spaceships to go and build new colonies.
Colonies. Yeah, that was weird. Yes, yeah.
Right, and then they just fucking do dumb shit. Oh, I'm a creepy android. Come over here and have a look into this weird egg-shaped thing. I don't trust you, but I'm going to look in that. Oh, you've got me. You've got me. Why did I fucking trust you, you creepy bastard? Yeah, just should have been better.
Yeah.
Should have been better.
I'm not going to say anything. Okay, so let's...
That'll be our film of the fucking year now.
Let's move on then. So, your number 7, sir.
My number 7 is Dunkirk.
Okay, cool.
Now, it's interesting that you said that this would have been top 5 material.
Yeah, it would have been top 5, yeah.
And then you rewatched it at home.
Yeah.
And it's gone down.
Yeah.
I purposely haven't rewatched it because I had a great experience watching the cinema. I watched it on film. It wasn't 70mm, but I watched it on 65mm film, and it was 35mm film, and it was brilliant, and I enjoyed it that, but it's weird because it is almost like watching two versions of the same film. Because next time I'm watching it, I'll be watching a digital copy of it, so it won't be the film copy; it will be a digital copy. So it will look different. Some will argue it will look, and I'm doing bunny ears, which is the bad thing to do. Some will argue it will look better. But will it? Now, where the film is set and the time the film is set, that actual look that film gives you lent itself so perfectly for me to this film and to this period until this story. Is it going to feel jarring to then watch it looking so fucking pristine? Maybe. So that's why I've kind of avoided watching it, because I thought it might go down. It might go up. I might watch it and go, do you know what? I was fucking wrong. This looks amazing. And it's not. But I'm happy for it to sit in number 7 for me. I'm happy for it to sit in that place, because it might drop down and it might go down further, or it might go up. But I had such a perfect experience watching it, and the film I think is fantastic. The way it's not a linear story, you've got 3 things that are happening at the same time, but you're seeing them in different. You're not seeing them overlapping. You're seeing them out of sync. I think is an interesting way for Nolan to do that. I also think it shocked a lot of people when it came out that it was only going to be an hour and 45 minutes long. And I was like, what? Hang on a minute. Chris Nolan's making a story about the Dunkirk evacuation, and it's not 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
What the shit? This is weird. And then when you watch it, you go, do you know what? He's told the story quite perfectly in that amount of time. It shows a filmmaker having the confidence to go, do you know what? I don't need it. Don't need an extra half an hour. Would I have watched an extra half an hour? Yeah, I would have done. But in that extra half an hour, you can make so many mistakes that can tilt it. So you don't quite hit the mark. I think that the film he's found is that film. And I think it's also a great feat in the fact that how it was made, and the fact that there's so many practical effects, the fact that the Spitfire that we're seeing Tom Hardy flying is an actual plane that's just attached to another plane that's being flown. It's just, well, we could do it with this, we could do this. Well, can't we just have an actual fucking Spitfire? Well, no, because they don't work. Well, can someone work out a way around it then? Yeah, we can do this. And we edit out the wires. Yeah, let's do that then. It's the scope of what Nolan does, rather than you get some directors, and not right or wrong, look at it and go, right, how can I get CG to make my movie better? He looks at it and goes, how can I go the other way? How can I use practical to make my film better? And neither of them are right or wrong. It's just different filmmakers using the amazing tools and the amazing skills of people to different effects.
No, very good. I mean, the thing that brought it down on a rewatch for me wasn't actually the kind of the scope and whatnot. I mean, I watched it through headphones, and it's still the sound design and the music are fucking immense. Like it's that what Hans Zimmer did there, where basically the music was sound design, is incredible. But it just actually, it was the narrative more for me, like the Mark Rylance on the boat section. Just it's not as engaging as the rest of it, even though it's got some interesting thematic stuff going on there about post-traumatic stress and the kind of almost the madness of war. It's not as thrilling as the Tom Hardy stuff, and it's not as tense as the thread following the lads trying to get on a boat and like the kind of the nightmare that they then go through. So it did just go down because of that for me. It's it's an incredible film, is Dunkirk. Well, it's an incredible achievement, is Dunkirk.
Yeah.
I am obviously slightly cooler on the film than I was after walking out of it in the cinema.
Which is fair enough. That can happen on rewatches. It could be one of those you'll watch again in a couple of years' time and go.
Back up. Yeah.
It might go back up. It might go further down. That's how these things kind of work. You can often have, for instance, I think in the first one of these we ever did, like 6 years ago, we both had The Grey as our number one movie.
Oh God, yeah.
I've not watched it since then.
No, do you know what? Neither have I. Even though I have been itching to.
I've been itching to, but I've not yet. But I still think I still think when I watch it, I'll go, why haven't I watched this more in the past 6 years?
I don't know. That's one that it's like, God knows what we're gonna do at the end of the decade. But that's one that feels like could be something for decade talk for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll. That fucking film is so good.
It is.
Right, cool. You're
number 7.
Were you good with Dunkirk there?
Yeah, I'm good with Dunkirk. Yeah. So you're number 7.
My number 7 is S. Craig Zala's Brawl in Cell Block 99, which I'm pretty sure is going to come up later.
It's going to come up later on.
Yeah, okay. I'll just say my piece now. I think it's like just elevated B-movie heaven. Vince Vaughn is incredible. The twists and turns that the film takes are wonderful. It is long, but it doesn't feel its length. And when the violence comes, it's cathartic as fuck. So yeah, Brawl in Cell Block in Cell Block 99. Maybe we'll have a bit more of dialogue in a bit.
Maybe.
Your number 6.
My number 6 is the Lost City of Z.
Good choice. Shit, good choice.
The James Gray movie. It was a weird one, this one, because remember when this came out, there was a week where there was like 3 movies, wasn't that?
And I made us do Power Rangers.
Well, there wasn't that. There was 3 other movies other than Power Rangers. There was 3 like big movies.
It was a busy weekend.
The times never added up, and then it was like we got down to it, and I remember being at work and going, right. The 2 we've got it down to either is the Lost City of Z or Power Rangers, and you said to me, "We'll do the Lost City of Z because are we really gonna do Power Rangers?" And I was like, "Do you know what? We are doing Power Rangers because that was your shit when you were a kid, and I feel I don't want to be the person that takes watching Power Rangers away from you at the cinema." And do you know what? We both really enjoyed Power Rangers, and I'm glad I saw Power Rangers in the cinema because we had fun with it. It was a fun movie to watch, and we got to listen to the Power Rangers theme tune in the middle of that movie on a big screen.
Oh, when that kicks in, though, that is joyful.
And it's fantastic. It's not going to be any of the list here, Power Rangers, but I had a good time with Power Rangers. So, yeah, I'm glad we did that. But then I had a good time watching the Lost City of Z, and it cropped up and it was $9.99 on iTunes, and I thought, fuck it. I was going to pay more than $9.99 to go and see it in the cinema. So I'm paying $9.99 to watch it now. And James Gray is one of those filmmakers where he's a very good filmmaker. He is. There's no getting away from it. James Gray is a fantastic filmmaker. The problem is, quite often, nobody wants to see his films. And that's the problem. That's why... and I think... from interviews I've read with him and things I've heard him talk, he talks very well about it. He's a very intellectual man. He sees himself as a proper autoristic filmmaker, and he should have been one of the authors of cinema in the 70s. He really should have been, because we'd still be talking about him today. But he's not. And it's why he has to bitch and moan that he has to have a regular day job. It's like, your regular day job is probably quite different to what an actual regular day job is, James. So maybe tone that down. But then you've got this epic kind of adventure movie that is at points touches on being kind of like a more controlled apocalypse now. At points where it's this guy, it's Percy Force, it's essentially descent into kind of madness at what he's trying to go through, and you're kind of looking at half going, are you a dick for constantly leaving your wife and your kids there, or are they just fantastic people for telling you to go and do this and accepting the fact that this is part of you and that keeping you at home would be wrong in them because the reasons why you're the person you are to them is because of these passions that you have. And I just thought it was a really incredible movie to watch. It looks fantastic. The fur traders scenes where you've got this opulent kind of den in the middle of the fucking rainforest is just bizarre and fantastic. It's a film where people say they don't make films like The Lost City of Z anymore. And it's like, they do, because somebody made The Lost City of Z. You just don't fucking look for them enough.
Yeah. It's a pretty special film, just in so much as it's basically James Gray doing almost his version of Fitzcarraldo.
Yes, and that was the other thing when I was saying it's like Apocalypse Now meets Fitzcarraldo. Also, as well, Robert Pattinson is fantastic in it.
Yeah, no, he's he's very good, and I do like how Robert Pattinson doesn't insist on being the star in the films he stars in. That end shot as well is a killer, like fucking stunning. Yeah, good shout, man. It's one I think you could come back to and maybe enjoy even more.
Yeah, I think it's a film. I do think that it's one of those films where in 10 years' time, people will be going, God, that's a fucking good film.
Cool, very good.
Go on, what's your number 6?
So my number 6 is Paddington 2.
Fucking brilliant. Well done.
Yeah. It's great. It's the loveliest bloody thing. Hugh Grant is fantastic, and he got fucking nominated for a BAFTA in the week, which is incredible, but he deserves it. He fucking rinses the shit out of that role. The CG for Paddington is just actually flawless. And it's like the first film, its message is relevant and timely, but just lovely. You know, just everybody just be a bit nicer to everyone, please. Why the fuck not? Be more tolerant.
It's a really fucking good message.
Yeah, be more tolerant and respectful of others and open to new things. But at the same time, don't be afraid to have a laugh. Not everything in life has to be deathly serious and world-changing. But it's a book about a bear that wants to buy a present for his auntie. You know what I mean? Like, that's what kicks it all off, and it's just this really wonderful thing. The last 5 minutes or so before the credits are insanely, overwhelmingly emotional. But then during the credits, you've got Hugh Grant doing a song and dance number in a prison.
Shit. That sounds really quite good.
It's fucking hell of a film, is Paddington 2. Hell of a film. They did it again. Good on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paddington 2. Fuck it, it's brilliant.
Good.
Okay, so we'll do our 5s and then cut for another different list.
Yeah, can do, yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Okay. Number 5, Mark.
You're not gonna like it.
Okay.
The Greatest Showman.
No, come on now. I didn't hate The Greatest Showman.
No, you didn't hate The Greatest Showman. Yeah, it's
fucking rubbish, but I know how much you like it. Good for you.
It's my number 5. It's I haven't come out of the cinema feeling that kind of happy in a long time. Not that
Great.
I've come out of the cinema. That was brilliant, but coming out going, that's fantastic. And then I'm actually I'm actually double dipping with The Greatest Showman as well. Because I'm
Nice.
going to see it again tomorrow night, because Bex wants to go and see it again. And Bex insisted that I say this. It's her best movie of the year.
Good for her.
By a fucking mile, she said. Yes, she's literally... Becky's not one for playing soundtracks to things, but has had the soundtracks on for like the past 2 weeks.
It's become quite the cause célèbre for like quite a lot of people who have seen it.
Yep.
And it's like steadily, sneakily made money as well.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up, but it's done well over 10 million over here, and I think it's just about to break 100 million in the US, which for an original musical...
It's just shy of 200 million worldwide at the moment.
You know, good and good for it, man, because it's busy at the moment as well.
Yeah, and it's one of those where it's making more money weeks after it's been released than it was in the first few weeks, because you've got sing-along shows going on now and stuff like that. They've kind of gone with it and gone, here you go. If you're going to enjoy it, we're gonna. It's making money not because more people are seeing it, because people are going back to see it again.
I will watch The Greatest Showman again, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, Alex, I'm going. We're recording on Sunday night. I'm going tomorrow night to see it again. I'm going back and I'm thinking about it and thinking there's so much joy in that movie that I love. You know, the fact that you've got that bar scene with Zac Efron and Hugh Jackman, where it's almost like Zac Efron kind of going, and I said this a few weeks ago, but I'm fucking going to say it again. It's almost like Zac Efron going, I've come full circle now. I can be all right again with the fact that, you know what? I can do this singing and fucking dancing shit. And I can still be in things like Baywatch. I don't have to... Fuck it. I'm proud of the fact that I was in high school fucking musical. And, you know... I want to be the showman that Hugh Jackman is. I want to fucking do that. Because if he can do it, why the fuck can't I? I shouldn't be funny about this. And he does it fantastically well. And then you've got Rebecca Ferguson, I know it's not her singing, but blasting out that fucking song, which is just incredible. And a filmmaker going, fuck it, I'm just going to give you a song that is a woman stood stationary on a stage for 4.5 minutes. While essentially a record fucking plays. Are you going to watch it and be enthralled? I did watch it, and I was enthralled. So yeah, I adore The Greatest Showman, and it genuinely is. It could have been higher, but the rest of mine is such strong movies that it's sitting at number 5, but it's a high 5 if you get what I mean.
I'll tell you what, when the inevitable musical comes out and it plays the West End, we'll go.
Yes, I would love that.
It's going to happen, man.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It is. Yeah, good for you.
Thank you. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is War for the Planet of the Apes. So, yeah, it's actually kind of dipped a bit down, which is only because there's, obviously the films above it, I've preferred, gotten more out of, I suppose. But this is the one I was kind of referencing earlier on when you were talking about Logan and saying like you can kind of forgive it stuff, and I am a little bit like that with this, to be honest, but it's apes, so they just kind of almost get an artificial extra half star for me.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the way I'm going to fucking marry this up in my head. But, you know, the sequence with them all in prison is maybe a little bit long. Or not in prison, but in that, like, almost like detention camp thing. And when your film is knocking on 2.5 hours long, you know, if there's some fat to remove, then remove it. But I love the fact that it is so apes focused. It was a very ballsy thing for Matt Reeves to do, but he did it. He showed with the first 15-20 minutes of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes that a film of that could be really interesting, and he does it. I mean, yes, Woody Harrelson is there and he's good, and the way they tie the mythology with the mute humans in is fine. I think it works. The ending of the film, I did drop tears both times I've seen this. I think the ending is remarkable. And just on a technical level, that film is something else. It was a film that came out in the summer and that kind of feels like it shouldn't have. It was just the fact that the other two did. And I think it made less money as a result. I think you bring this out in September, October, and it would have made more money. It was a crowded marketplace over the summer, as it always was. And this, I actually wrote a thing about it for doingthemonkey.com, referencing this about marketing and like whether we should actually watch trailers. And whenever we talked about the marketing for this before going into it, I was very, I'm not sure. This looks fucking like it could just be a trudge or whatever. And I didn't think it was. I think it earned its darkness, and the redemption arc of Caesar I thought was fantastic. It didn't really lose anything on a rewatch either, which was good. I'm sad that it looks like this is it for now.
Yeah.
For these films, but at the same time, we got a heck of a trilogy.
Yeah.
Even though Dawn is not as strong as the other two, but hey. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Top 5 surprises?
Yeah.
Sweet. What's your number 5?
Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage.
Good man.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Shouldn't have been as entertaining as it is, but it is. And I was genuinely shocked at how entertaining it is, and I've watched it a couple of times. A film where it's basically got made for the indulgence of Vin Diesel. Mm-hmm. He's essentially used Fast and Furious to go, I want you to make another Pitch Black movie. We don't want to make another Pitch Black movie. I don't want to make another Fast and Furious movie. We'll let you make another Pitch Black movie. Right, I want to make another Triple X movie. We don't want to make another Triple X movie. Well, I don't want to make another Fast and Furious movie. Right, fuck it. Yeah, we'll make another Triple X movie. And then it ended up being really quite fun and quite entertaining. I've rewatched that, and I haven't rewatched Fate of the Furious.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, same. Fuck, yeah. I've had Fate of the Furious on iTunes since it came out, and I haven't fucking watched it yet.
I enjoyed Fate of the Furious, and I'm sure I'll enjoy it on a rewatch.
Yeah.
But that Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage, is fun. It's just, really fun.
It's just the fact that everybody in it and all the filmmakers involved know it's a comedy apart from Vin Diesel. Like, I can't stress that enough. He thinks he's in this badass action thing. Everybody else is basically laughing behind the camera at him.
Donnie Yen knows he's in a comedy.
Oh, fuck, man. Fucking, what's his... Tony Jaa.
Yeah.
Like, every single time he's on screen, he's either eating something or smiling. Like, he's having the best fucking time.
He is. Yeah, there we go.
God, that film. Yeah, good man. Okay, my number 5 is The Dark Tower. Everybody said it was shit before we saw it. And I had a good time with it. I thought McConaughey's greasy fucking southern fried villain was a good time. I thought the gunslinger was a really interesting character. I would have liked to have seen more. I think the world it presented was really interesting and it's visually dynamic. And it's an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
That's madness that film was an hour and a half long.
Yeah, it gets a lot packed into that hour and a half. Dark Tower, good shit.
Yep. My number 4 biggest surprise is King Arthur. Because, again, that movie, it's another one that shouldn't have been as much fun as it was. And this comes up quite a lot in my biggest surprises. But then again, is it a surprise? Because it's Guy Ritchie. He's making good shit at the moment. But yeah, King Arthur. It's taken a bit of a pasting, and people have slagged it off. But it's a good time. one of those films where I'm like, you've got to stop taking everything so seriously.
Yep. My number 4 is Ghost in the Shell. American-made remake of classic anime with Scarlett Johansson playing an Asian woman.
Yep.
But it looks brilliant. The world building is fucking fantastic in this.
Does
thing.
look fantastic, that movie.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson is very good. I think they actually do some interesting shit with the fact that it is a white face and an Asian mind. They lean into that quite heavily in the film, which I think the film is maybe not given enough credit for actually doing.
No, because people are just angry about the fact that it's that rather than actually looking at it. It's angry without watching something.
Yeah. Like this, I do not believe Ghost in the Shell is whitewashing. I mean, like the supporting cast alone show that there are a number of different of actors of different nationalities in this film, and it's not just American actors or Asian actors. I think the guy who plays the dude with the glasses, I think he might be Dutch or something.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah,
but you got Binoche's in there as well. Fucking Takeshi Kitano, obviously. Fucking Peter Ferdinando's the villain. You got a good mix there. I look forward to watching Ghost in the Shell again. Number 4.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Valerian. Again, for the same reason as my first two. I was just shocked at how much fun I had with it. It shouldn't work. The lead character is not right for the role, is what I would say, but still does a fun enough job within that. I didn't think Luke Besson had this in him anymore, but he does. It's essentially a spiritual remake of The Fifth Element, but it works. It's a lot of fun. It's, what is it, fucking $200 million it costs?
Yeah, something like that. It was super expensive.
Nearing $200 million, and it's never, ever going to make that back. Ever, 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 ever. But I'm still going to have fucking fun watching it every time I watch it, because it's a fun movie.
Very good.
That's it.
Yeah, very good. My number 3 is King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. Fucking shouldn't have been. Like you say, it's like, why should it be surprising that Guy Ritchie made a decent film? Because he generally makes decent films.
Decent films, yeah.
So I think you said it all, to be fair. Number 2?
Number 2. Right, I'm going to posit a situation for you. Right? McG is making a Netflix horror comedy, and it's starring Bella Thorne. Right? At the start of 2017, in that, are you going to go, oh, that can't end well? Or are you going to go, that's going to be enjoyable as fuck? You'd go, that isn't going to end well. Do you know what? It's enjoyable as fuck. The Babysitter is a great fucking time. And also, at the same time, it's a great time. It's a great entry into that horror comedy genre. It knows what it's doing in terms of horror. You've got Robbie Arnell, the magnificent fucking scene that just fucking killed me, where the kid's tied to the chair and he wakes up after being knocked out, and the first thing he asks is, why isn't he wearing a shirt? Is magnificent. And the fact that they then go, seriously, is that the first thing you ask? Why isn't he wearing a shirt? And then it's also him as he's running around chasing after the kid that he's trying to catch, and he's doing the noise from Friday the 13th is brilliant. And then the fact that he gets pissed off because the kid's taking shit from a bully and tells him to stand up for himself, and then goes, I like that you did that. I am, however, still going to have to fucking kill you, but I respect you more now, and I'm pissed off that I've got to kill you, but I've still got to kill you. It's just, there's so much going on in that movie, but it's also a really good time. And Samara Weaving is just fantastic in it. And let's be honest, looks incredible. And then she crops up in another movie that I think we're going to discuss later on. And is great in her little cameo in that as well. So yeah, The Babysitter. I'm actually now tempted to fucking rewatch this again tonight, to be honest, because it's such a good time.
Very good. My number 2 is Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Because that thing should not really have worked, I don't think. Reboot of Jumanji, but this time it's in a video game. It's directed by Jake Kasdan, who has just not made an actually solidly good film ever. And yet, here you've got this really lush, vibrant, shot on location for a lot of it thing with Jack Black. And again, you know, like, Jack Black looked like it was going to be quite a lazy role, but then in the film it's really interesting and he plays it fantastically. Karen Gillan, it looked like she was just going to be like the token hot girl, but she has quite a lot to do in it, and she's funny and sweet. The Rock is as strong a leading man as you could expect, and Kevin Hart's also funny. You know, the villain is not great, but aside from that, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle is a really, really good time, and it's made a fucking shit ton of money worldwide.
Has it? I was literally just about to check that.
I think it's at around 600 mil global.
Fucking hell. There's no way they could have expected it to make that money.
No, they didn't.
That much money.
They straight up didn't. I mean...
Shit, that was released the week after
Star Wars. Yeah, that's the thing. But like, people are kind of coming to it now. Like, it's been made. It's number one in America again. It made like, I think it's on for about $30 million this weekend. Last Jedi's on for about 15 million, and it like. So I mean, obviously, it's not going to make as much money as Last Jedi, but it more than held its own. So yeah,
bravo to that movie.
Yeah, and it's because it's good. That's the thing.
It's fun, and often surprises, the ones that I often put within surprises. And I want movies where I've had fun with them, where I've gone in not expecting a lot and come out going, well, shit, that was good.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, so yeah, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Well done. Number 1.
Biggest surprise, Trainspotting 2, or T2 Trainspotting, as it is. It dipped on rewatch for me. It would have been around my top 10, but it just, I think I saw more of the negative stuff in it when I rewatched it. But I still think it's a better movie than it has any fucking right to be, because my worry about going to Trainspotting 2 was going to be that it was just going to be too much nostalgia porn and too nostalgia baiting. And it was like, why? I don't get it. I don't get why they're doing it. But there must be a reason for them to do it. But I don't know why. And I got in, it was like, actually, there isn't any reason other than the fact that that there is kind of a story to tell there. And it was a brilliant kind of breakdown into this this kind of weird little pocket of society that kind of got lost a little bit, and you know that it shows a group of people who you're going into it and you're thinking, well, they'll have either completely fucking sorted their lives out or they'll have completely fucked everything up. And it's like, do you know what? We're in the positions we probably would have ended up in anyway, had we not done all this crazy shit 20 years ago. You know, we're the people we were because we're not good people. We're all living shitty lives because we're not good people. So why don't we be not good people and go back to having fun? Because we tried acting like good people and it didn't fucking work.
I find that the ending of that film, I think, is fucking chilling.
It is.
Like that last shot where it's just like, oh, fuck, man. Like, it just, yeah, he's back with his mates and whatnot, and kind of like on the face of it, it's kind of a happy end, but at the same time, he will probably be dead in a couple of years' time through some sort of fucking mishap.
Yeah. It's. More I'm thinking about it now, the more I'm thinking I don't know why it wasn't on my 10. I think I rewatched it at the wrong time. So yeah, it really. I was quite shocked at how much it fucking got me, that movie.
It's one of my favourite moments in films in 2017 as well, when they're kind of like they're talking at the girl, him and Sick Boy, and just like Sick Boy just comes out, like they start talking about the John Barry music, like the Bond music, and just going like, what is it he says, like it was filthy music or dirty music or something.
Yeah,
like
it's filthy.
Yeah, it is filthy. Yeah, just like the way he like fucking wraps his mouth around that dialogue as well. It's wonderful. I do want to rewatch Trainspotting too. I don't think it would be popping up on my list, but I do want to have another crack.
The way they attack the choose life thing as well in the actual in this film is great, because they bring it up and they say we used to do this thing of choose life, and we just say random fucking things, and then it almost then it builds up, and it builds into this kind of like this breakdown of the character, where before he's been quite confident and quite my life's great and everything like that, and he goes off and just starts going into this breakdown of just fuck, I hate my life and I hate myself and I hate everything and fuck this. It basically is, it's the moment of realization for him that the only kind of joy that he's had in life and the only success he had in life was when he was a shit, and he was good at that. He was good at being a drug addict. The only thing that he didn't do was he didn't hit peak drug addict and overdose.
Yeah.
And which is a horrible ending. It's a horrible realization to come to, but it's kind of, it's a weird. He stared into the abyss, and what he saw was, fuck. Right, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, I actually don't want to think about it. It's fucking,
What's your number one?
McGee's The Babysitter. That film should not have been good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, straight up, that film shouldn't have been good, and you're absolutely spot on. Like that, it's a really, really, really fun time, stupendously fun time. And where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah,
I don't have anything more to say. Like, just well done.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, so we are into our top 4.
Yep.
Mark.
Number 4, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
So we will
Does it
now
crop
review...
up later on?
Oh, what?
Does it crop up later on for you?
Yeah.
Do you want to review it when it crops up later on, or do you want to review it now?
We'll do it now. It's my number 3.
Your number 3.
I tell you what, if I could, just so I don't lose my place, if I do my number 4 now, and then we'll do that review.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
Cool. So my number 4 is Yorgos Lanthimos' The Killing of a Sacred Deer, which Mark watched today. I'm assuming will not be coming up later.
No.
What did you think?
I think if it gets you, I can see you going on a good ride with it.
Because it got me. Like, Sorry, go on.
But the thing is, I don't want to be mean about a film that's your number 4 film of the fucking year, because that feels a little bit. It feels mean spirited from me. I didn't get on with the fucking essentially reading like a fucking kid reading out a story at assembly.
I fucking love that.
I think it was just clunky, shitty dialogue delivered by really very good actors. They're all very good actors.
But it's just this like fucking weird, just left of center world.
Ian, how water resistant is your watch?
What?
There's
right, yeah, sorry. No, sorry. Just because we were talking about my Fitbit off, on WhatsApp earlier on, I thought...
How many meters is water resistant to?
It's water resistant to about 20 meters.
Right, is it water resistant to about 20 meters?
Yes.
I've got 2 watches. One of my watches is water resistant to about 50 meters, and one of them's not fucking water resistant at all. There's so many conversations about that. Not every fucking... It got to the point of where, when he said to his kid, there's some good moments in this movie. There is some good moments. A kid falls out of a bed, laugh my ass off.
Yeah. It's a good moment, though.
Colin Farrell throws his kid to the floor, laugh my ass off at that. Then he leans over and says, "Oh, why don't we tell each other a secret? And I'll tell you a secret, and you can tell me a secret. And then we'll each tell a secret to each other. There we'll do." And I'm thinking, oh, great. What weird, creepy, sexual bullshit is this going to be? Oh, spoiler alert, by the way, people thought, is it? He once jerked his dad off while he was asleep to see how much he came. Oh, fucking just juvenile bollocks. But again, if it got you, do you know what? Fine. I'm glad people went on a fucking journey with it. That's cool. But it just, for me, he's clearly a filmmaker that I just do not get on with.
I think that much is clear. I don't know. It just... My experience in the cinema watching this was something else, because there were fucking people in that cinema who did not know what... obviously have not seen Lanthimos' previous films, and the nervous fucking laughter coming out of some of the people in that screening was delicious. I just think it's the most pitch fucking black... What the fuck am I actually watching stuff? I think it's incredibly provocative. I think the performances are fucking brilliant. I think the lad played by Barry Keoghan... the fact that he was in this and he was George in Dunkirk in the same year is mind-blowing.
But you're the only... Yeah, but the thing is, the filmmakers have never mentioned this as being a black comedy. They call it a psychological horror movie.
I think it is a horror movie. It's also... I find it very, very funny.
Bill Camp was in a lot of movies this year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Bill Camp was a very, very, hey, that guy this year.
Yeah.
Hostiles, Molly's Game. Yeah, because he was in Hostiles. He's the journalist, wasn't he?
He is a journalist,
yeah. This. And it just... Did you not like it when Colin Farrell kind of freaked out in Nicole Kidman? In the kitchen?
No, I thought it was crap.
Oh, my God. All right, fine.
You know what?
Fine.
That'd have been fine. It'd have been fine, but then they had to add pubes into it. And it felt juvenile again. If that had been, we need fucking whale's tooth and virgin's tears and all this stuff, I'd have been, this is quite amusing, he's been sarcastic. But then it's there's got to be some kind of sexual element to it. And it's that coupled with the bullshit that was The Lobster just made me go, oh my God, will somebody get him a fucking prostitute so he can have sex and then we can get rid of this crap?
I feel really bad that I got you to fucking watch this now. Never mind.
That's fine. But I did finish it and went, I clearly don't get this filmmaker because I don't understand what the fuck is going on, why people are lauding him. I don't get it. So I'm just not going to watch it anymore. I'm not going to watch any of his stuff. If it comes out and he makes a film and it wins every fucking award going at everything, and people are going, why would you watch it? I'll go, because I watched The fucking Lobster and The Killing of the Sacred Deer. I just can't. Clearly, what he does just doesn't get... I just don't get it. And I might be wrong. It happens a lot. But do you know what? That's it. It doesn't... I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Okay, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
No, go on. I want to. No, go on, because that was yours, wasn't mine. So you should be saying what you thought was great about it.
No. I mean, I think I kind of did, to be honest. I just think it's this fucking mental morality tale, which would not have been made by anyone else. It's a singular film. I think the score is terrific. I think some of the shots in it are really evocative and moody. I think the sound is cracking. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I'm in. I was into that vibe, and it was just a cinema experience unlike anything I had this year. So yeah,
Good for you.
Yeah, no, fine. You know, I'm sad. I'm sad that I'm kind of sad now that I don't hate The Greatest Showman. So that, you know, I don't know. Who knows what else is going to come up on your list anyway? So we'll see. So, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is written and directed by Martin McDonagh and stars Frances McDormand, Sam Rockwell, Woody Harrelson, a bunch of other, like, hey, that guys. Oh, Peter Dinklage and John Hawkes are in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Story. Frances McDormand plays mother of a girl who was raped and basically set alight to. In the months after no success from the police, she puts up the 3 billboards, basically asking why Chief Willoughby, played by Woody Harrelson, has not really done anything on it, or it seems like he hasn't done anything on it. In the mix as well, you have Sam Rockwell, who plays his kind of like racist deputy, and it kind of goes on from there, I suppose. So, 3 billboards. Obviously, it was your number 4 this year, Mark. It's my number 3, so we both really liked it. Why did you?
Martin McDonagh is one of the most uncompromising writers, working today both in theatre and in cinema. He's got a wit to him that is incredibly cutting. And then when sorry, he's got a message there from no, I know what he's watching. You know that this is going to be cutting, and you know that you're going into it. I was kind of going, I know this is going to be quite upsetting and quite brutal, but not in any visual way, just in the way that Martin McDonagh is going to deal with these characters in these situations. And that's what you get. It's a story of a woman so fucking consumed with grief and rage that she's lashing out at everything, even the people that are trying to help her. And she almost knows that what she's actually doing is no good, but it's all that she can do now. She's just imploding with just grief, and that's how it's coming out. And you've also got all these other things going around it. There's bits that happen that you think, oh, well, that's going to happen at some point, and then bang, it happens, and you go, whoa, that came out of fucking nowhere. It's fantastic performances, fantastic writing. I think it's a movie where if you want to get to the end of it and you want to be pissed off, then you can be. But it's a little bit like, do you know what? You've gone into that and you've watched a fantastic piece of filmmaking for 2 hours to come out of it to have the same opinion that you had going into it, because that's the opinion that you wanted to have coming out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I find the backlash to it quite interesting, just because it's obviously that element of the film is not what Martin McDonagh is particularly interested in. It is background, and Sam Rockwell's character does not get a redemption arc. He's still fucking horrible by the end of it. You know, like, he's not. I mean, yeah, all right then. He's sorry for throwing a guy out of a window. You know, he doesn't express any remorse for fucking.
He's a hothead. Hotheads do stupid fucking things.
But I mean, the end of the film, it's not like he's realised the error of his ways or anything.
No, he's still a prick.
Yeah, and it's like, basically, yeah, I'll fucking go down this rabbit hole with you and help kill this guy, because I haven't really got anything else anymore.
Yeah, I ain't got anything else to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It kind of feels like if he had something else on, he wouldn't be bothering. So, yeah, it's... I mean, yes, the black characters in the film are somewhat sidelined. black characters in a lot of films are sidelined, but at least I don't know, it doesn't feel like Martin McDonagh is one of the bad guys in this great fucking divide.
It's a film set in Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah. I mean that is it though, isn't it? It's
if you set and being honest here, if you set a film in York, right, and somebody turned around and said, "Well, there's no black people in that," it's like, this isn't a racist thing to say. There's just not that many black people living around York. There's just going on. There are black people living here. I'm going to do the fucking Donald Trump thing and David Cameron thing and said, I have many black friends. I do, but it's not like you're going to walk down the fucking middle of the street and it's going to be like a 30-70 split or anything like that. It's just... You can't put characters in there that aren't there.
I don't know. I suppose it's just the fact that he has that history of beating up at least one black prisoner while in custody or something. So it is like he is bringing it up, but he's not really... It's background to his character about how horrible his character is. I mean, in the end of the day, they probably could have gotten away with just not with having that, but not having any black characters on screen at all. One of the still be like trouble about that. So
one of the few, because there are a few in this, the very outside fringe characters are the characters that are actually just nice, normal people.
Yeah,
the characters that are in the foreground are all fucked up in weird ways. And then you've got the nice fucking guy of the guy who's putting up the billboards.
Yeah.
Who is very much like, goes and says, look, we kept these. Didn't need to bring him back. He's doing that. He's doing that not for her. He's doing that for his end. He's doing that to attack Sam Rockwell, not to help her. That's his little way he can get back at something. He can use what he's got to attack the problem. And it's a small victory for him, but it's still a fucking victory.
Yeah, no, quite. But I mean, to the film as a whole, though, it's one that seems to genuinely be able to make you laugh in 1 minute, and then the very next minute have you contemplating shit. It juggles, it balances its tone so very, very well. And it takes someone with a great amount of intelligence and skill to pull that off, and that's obviously and Martin McDonagh has those in spades. I mean, it's very, very, very funny in moments, even though I think the second half is a lot less funny than the first half is. It still gets its moments,
which makes sense from a filmic point of view, from a writing point of view. You get people in, you get people comfortable with a laugh, and then you hit them with everything else. You hit them with a moment where it goes, bang. Oh, sorry, were you laughing a second ago? And then you go, I was, yeah. All right, you might laugh a little bit more, but there we go.
But I mean, like late on, it's got Peter Dinklage's line. Like, I'm paraphrasing slightly, but Penelope actually used the word begat.
Yeah, that's a fucking great line.
Which is wonderful. And yeah, it just. But you're right, though. It's the people on the fringes who are like the nice ones. It is Peter Dinklage, and it is the guy who puts up the billboards. And to an extent, it's Woody Harrelson as well, and he is on the fringes because he's not in the film for the fucking second half of it.
And it's Penelope. She's great. She's a great character.
Yeah,
her explaining why she no longer works at the zoo.
Oh yeah, God, when she's just standing there. No, yeah, it's wonderful. So yeah, I don't know. It's a film about female rage and about vengeance, and it's very, very human and unflinching in how it basically ends with with Rockwell and McDormand knowing that what they're doing is not really going to actually have any positive effect on the world, but they're going to do it because it's going to make them feel better.
Yeah, it's a very selfish movie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, Peter Dinklage as well. Just that line, fucking, I just wanted to hold your ladder or whatever it was. You know, it just and I actually literally got people going, "Aw," in my screening, which was something like multiple people. Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. And he's a nice guy, and she basically turns him down because she's not that nice a person. Yeah, it's. And I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man, he covers up the arson for her, you know.
Yeah, the fact that then she tells him, Sam Rockwell, what is it, in the car, you know, I need to tell you something, what is it? And he goes, well, duh, of course it was you.
Yeah, who
and
else
that's the moment where she goes,
yeah.
He just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He just doesn't give. And then you've got the great moments of her walking into the, what is it, and calling him a fuckhead, and then him answering.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. It's a very brave film and a very unflinching one, and I think McDormand deserves the recognition she's getting. I mean, I think everybody does, and fuck, man, if this is a film that wins Sam Rockwell an Oscar, then great.
Yeah, the thing is, there are other Best Supporting Actor performances that could get it, but if Sam Rockwell gets it, it is a little bit like, well, I'm fine with that. It's a fantastic performance. Sam Rockwell's playing an arsehole. Sam Rockwell isn't an arsehole. We all know that Sam Rockwell isn't an arsehole. And let's be honest, Sam Rockwell has been one of the most charismatic and entertaining character actors of the past 20 years. You know, the fucker deserves an Oscar. This is the type of thing that will get it. Sam Rockwell could end his career with a couple of Best Supporting Actor Oscars, but it's kind of like people are saying, oh, he's only going to get it because it's his time. It's like, well, yeah, that happens to a lot of actors, and it is his time, but it's his time because he's delivered solid supporting performances like this for 20 years.
Yeah, no, quite. I mean, it feels like his main competition is going to be Willem Dafoe, because the thing with Willem Dafoe in the Florida Project is that he plays someone who's normal. Like, which is Willem Dafoe very, very rarely does, and he's very, very good in the Florida Project. He's by far the best fucking thing about the Florida Project, but I do not want the Florida Project winning any fucking Oscars. Sorry. And I think Sam Rockwell would deserve it over Dafoe, as much as I really like Dafoe. Fuck, if he... no, do you know what? I take it back. If he wins the Oscar for the Florida Project, that's fine, because he's Willem Dafoe, but still, I'm not happy it's for that film.
But he's got one.
Has he?
I'm sure. Hasn't he got one? Didn't he get one? I'm sure Willem Dafoe's got an Oscar.
I'm unsure about that.
Let me double check.
While you're checking, though, it's I don't know. It's like I was saying earlier on. It's
he's had 2 nominations. Platoon and Shadow of a Vampire.
Okay, that makes sense. Shadow. Oh god, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, it's like we were saying with the Snowman earlier on, where it's just like it's kind of a made for grown-ups film that you don't get as much in cinemas anymore. But it also feels cinematic enough to be seen in a cinema. You know, there's some good tracking shots in there. The billboards themselves do look good on a big screen. They've got impact. It's a very, very, very strong piece of work.
Yeah, it really is. It's incredible. There's bits in it, like you said earlier. You can go from literally 1 minute laughing out loud to going, oh shit, and then there's bits where it starts to, you can see something about to happen, like the moment she walks in and says, I think that midget wants to oh hello.
Yeah.
And you go, it's a McDonough brother movie, and there's a priest in it. This isn't going to end well. This really isn't going to end well, is it?
That fucking monologue was wonderful as well.
Yeah,
like, that's just cracking.
It is, and you're going, do you know what? there's a lot of rage in this movie. There's a lot of angriness in this movie, and it's coming from every actor and every character and the writer as well.
Absolutely.
But it's also funny.
Very, very, very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is a brilliant movie, and in any year it could have been a lot. It could have been a number one for me.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, it could have been number one for me in some years, but it's my 2 and my 1 I'm happy with. Okay, which speaking of which, then, man, you're number 3.
My number 3 is Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Solid.
The Craig Estella movie. I won't talk about it too long because you spoke about it a little bit yourself, and we talked about it not too long ago. The reason why I think this has resonated so, and it's like so high for me, is it's a fantastic movie. I think I said when we spoke about it, it reminded me of very much of kind of like Alan Parker movies of the 70s and 80s there, of that kind of stylistic, grimy, gritty kind of icky look. And the lowest of the low level in the prison, and you're looking at it going, that's just it's a place you throw people to fucking die, and that's what they've done. But he refuses to fucking die. It's Vince Vaughn has never been better, will never be better. He will get no recognition from it, and this film should get no recognition for it, because it's not the type of film that should get buzz in like that. Like you say, it's a B movie. And it lives within that, and it fucking rolls around in that, and it fucking loves it in that. It's got fucking Udo Kier in it, for Christ's sake. It's magnificent within that. But then, for like days after it, it was still in the forefront of my brain. I'm still going, I'm still gobsmacked I watched that. That got made, that somebody made that with the guy out of fucking Wedding Crashers. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And I'm still thinking about it now. It's such a visceral movie to watch. It's uncomfortable. The violence is out. But you look at it, every fucking bone break, face smash, face drag, everything that looks like that. What Craig Estella has done is he's made you feel everything that's happening there. You're going, oh, that looks like it really fucking hurt. Oh, God, yeah. And that sounds like it really fucking hurt. Oh, you're going to show me it as well. That looks like it really fucking hurts. I feel really uncomfortable now, but I cannot stop watching. Mm-hmm. And it takes something for a film to do that nowadays, for you to feel that uncomfortable, but enthralled watching it. It really is quite something.
Fucking right, man. Good eye.
Yeah. What's your number 3? No, number 2, sorry.
My number 2 is Hostiles, which will be coming up later, I'm pretty fucking sure. So yeah. I'll leave it for a sec. Your number 2?
Wind River.
Okay, good shit.
Very much a my type of movie for this. I've been a fan of what the films that Taylor Sheridan's written so far. This is his directorial debut. Some people are saying, well, actually, he did direct something a few years ago, but it never got released properly. So it's that the movie that The Snowman should have been. This was it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way of putting it, that. Yeah. Okay.
And also, as well, I mentioned and said about Martin McDonagh being one of the most uncompromising writers in cinema. I think that Taylor Sheridan is also one of those. This film is very, very good. It's very, very good. And it gets to a point where you're watching it going, this is very, very good, this is very, very good. And then a moment happens where it goes from being very, very good, for me anyway, to being, holy fuck, this is another level. And it's that uncomfortability that it puts you into, where it makes you feel shit. And when people walked out of this movie when I was at the cinema, quite a few walked out. Yeah, and okay. I thought, do you know what? Yeah, I can see why you're walking out. I'm not going to walk out. and it's not because I've got more of a stomach or anything like that than those people who walked out. It's just, it comes and it deals with a situation, and all spoilers all the time, it deals with a situation like rape, which is a hideous thing, and it shows you it in this hideous way, and that quite rightly should be for some people to go, nope, and go away. That's fine, but it does that, and then it just, for that, it gripped me and had me going, right, this is, for me, this is just next level of filmmaking. It's a Western that's not a Western, which is fantastic. It's a murder mystery. There's a proper murder mystery. It's got two fantastic lead performances by Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen, and it's still got me thinking about it now.
Yeah, good shit.
And I watched it months ago. I genuinely do think it is a really fantastic movie. And again, we say it quite a lot on the podcast, but when people say, we don't get these type of movies made anymore, we do. Just not enough people go to fucking see them because they're going to see Thor Ragnarok twice.
That's a good way of putting it, man. Yeah.
You don't need to see Thor Ragnarok twice. Do you know what? It's the same fucking film the second time you watch it.
So it's The Greatest Showman.
That is it. The Greatest Showman's the same film. But my daughter wants to go and see it because she's been listening to the soundtrack, and I thought $3.99. I'll go and see that again.
All right, I'm just joshing with it.
That's fine, but you're completely right. But it's just, Wind River's the sort of thing that people watch on Netflix and go, "That's fantastic. That's amazing. Why don't we get more of these films?" Because you watched it on Netflix. That's why. If you go to the cinema and watch it, yeah, the cinema's expensive, but it's usually 2 and a bit hours worth of entertainment for the price of 2 pints.
Yeah. I wasn't as high on Wind River as you were, but it's good. I remember how into it you were, so that's not a surprise. Good on you, man.
Thank you very much. Right.
Bottom 10.
Bottom 10, yes, it is, isn't it? Oh.
Okay, let's just fucking race through these.
Let's race through these, yeah.
Okay, my number 10, Jigsaw. It's not been that bad a year, so I almost feel bad that this is in my bottom 10, but it's not very good. And I mean, the Spearig brothers are interesting filmmakers. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing making this.
I'm hoping it's so they got money to make something else.
Yeah, quite. Yeah. Your number 10?
Unforgettable.
The fuck was that?
The Catherine Heigl movie that we went to see at the cinema.
God, shit. Yeah, we reviewed that. The Heigl and Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, we did watch that, didn't we?
Yeah, it's shit.
It is.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it, but it's shit.
Yeah, I think that might be why it's not on this list.
How the fuck did that film get released in cinemas?
Yeah, that's mental. You're right. You are right. Good shout, that. My number 9 is The Great Wall. Zhang Yimou getting Matt Damon and Pedro Pascal to star in a big old turd.
Yeah,
like, it's fucking bad. That is a bad film.
Yep, my number 9, The Mummy. It's just not very good.
Yeah.
I've watched it twice. It's just not very good.
Yeah, that was close to my list. Number 8, Netflix original A Christmas Prince, because of course.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yep. Number 8, Netflix original War Machine.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's just shit.
Yeah. My number 7, Fireman Sam, Alien Alert, because what the fuck is David Tennant doing?
Fuck yeah, he was voiced in that, wasn't he?
Yep. That's it. That's all I've got to say on that.
Right. Number 7, Netflix original, Sandy Wexler. Why did it get made?
Yep. That's coming. My number 6, the Pierce Brosnan techno thriller IT, because nobody needed it. Like, just fuck off.
Nobody needs anything that says Pierce Brosnan in.
Yeah, that's kind of also true. Yeah. Go
on. Number 6, the Nicole Kidman and Colin Farrell starring The Beguiled. The Mark was bored shitless.
Fair enough.
On that one.
That was actually in my 25, the top 25.
Do you know what? Yeah, again, I think I remember saying when we reviewed it, I just didn't. It didn't get me, but I'm glad it got you.
Fair enough. Yeah, I know. I enjoyed the gold. My number 5 is Sadako versus Keiko. Like, just because all it is like a collection of death sequences from those two films, and then they have a fight at the end. Fuck it, it's shit. It's really fucking bad. Anyway, your number 5
is the Colin Farrell and Nicole Kidman starring Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Okay, fine.
Sorry.
No, that's cool. I mean, like, shit, man, you had Sabotage in your top 10 one year, and I had it in my bottom, so, you know.
I did, yeah.
That's just fucking, yeah.
Thanks for proving that I'm a fucking idiot.
My number 4 is the Netflix original Sandy Wexler. Like, just how isn't that film like 2 hours long as well?
2 hours 10.
Yeah, that's nuts. Like, what? Just yeah. I mean, of course it's shit. Just of course it's shit. But the thing, I mean, some of these Sandler, like the Do-Over was fine.
Yeah.
Ridiculous 6. I don't remember hating.
Yeah, it's not an Adam Sandler one, but the Life and Times of an International Assassin or whatever it was called.
True Memoirs of an International Assassin.
That's it.
That was fine.
That was fine.
Yeah, Sandy Wexler. Fuck you, that is a bad film.
Yep.
Okay, your number 4?
The Netflix distributed The Circle. It's just crap.
Shit, how the fuck? Oh my god. Do you know what? I said I felt bad about Jigsaw.
Yeah.
I completely blanked The Circle. Right, remove Jigsaw. Yeah.
You're gonna put The Circle at 10, or you're gonna put it further up?
No, yeah, I'll put The Circle at 10. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, okay, Jigsaw, you're out. Circle, you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that film's fucking bad.
Yeah, it is really bad.
Number 3, Netflix original Naked. Because I have to see everything that Marlon Wayans is in.
Yep.
Yeah. Your number 3?
Number 3, Netflix original The Discovery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really didn't get on with that movie.
Yeah, fair.
The movie that just is at pains to tell you how pretty Rooney Mara is. And yes, she's very pretty.
Cheers.
Yeah.
My number 2 is the Emoji Movie, because fuck you.
Fair enough, yeah. My number 2, the Netflix original.
Nice.
The Meyerowitz Stories.
Okay, alright.
Just because people are smart doesn't mean that they make smart movies. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Fuck, man, we like Netflix as well.
We do. We really like Netflix, and it feels like we've shat all over it, but we're like champions of it at points.
My worst film of the year is the director video Voodoo.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Maybe talking about this.
Yeah. For a fresh, I think just because I've had less paid writing assignments this year, but less horror films than there are usually in this list. But yeah, Voodoo, man. Voodoo was a bad fucking film. Looked like it cost 20 quid, and Ron Jeremy's in it, for fuck's sake. So even though it kind of looks like they literally recognised him in a bar, gave him $20 and said, "Do you want to be in this film for 30 seconds?" Yeah.
What? There's another film he's in shot, isn't there? I can't remember what it is. Like a big movie where he's in like a street scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. It's a random one where he just happened to be in the street. What is it scene? But you can see him quite clearly. But it's like a family movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, your number 1?
Mother.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's bollocks.
Yeah.
Bollocks,
Okay.
bollocks, 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 bollocks.
Okay.
Just bollocks. I can't. just not fucking. I'm telling you, man. Anybody else other than Darren Aronofsky makes that movie, people don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
and it gets fucking panned.
Yeah,
it could be the exact fucking same movie, and it gets fucking panned. But because it's Darren Aronofsky, some people will think that it's genius and it's such a comment on life. Is it? Is it though? I mean, is it though? I don't think it is. It's misogynist crap. How that film has got away with what it got away with in our current fucking climate, I have no idea. All she needed was somebody to stick a fucking baby in her. And that'd cheer the bitch up.
You're right, though. You're right. Okay, fair enough.
I fucking hate that movie.
I know. So
it's now in my brain when people go, Mother, isn't it fantastic? My brain has to tell me to say, don't punch him in the face.
Okay, let's get on to happier times. So, apologies, because I think I kind of spoiled it, but your number one of the year.
Hostiles.
Yeah, good stuff.
Just because I genuinely think it is a proper American classic. It is. It's magnificent. I think you described it best last week and said it is literally the full gamut of human emotions in one movie.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
And that's a really difficult thing to do. You can do one emotion, or you can do two or three emotions. You can do negative emotions, or you can do positive emotions. To do everything and to do it that well, it does. It almost feels like that when Michael Cimino was starting to make Heaven's Gate, that's kind of what he envisioned. And it just didn't happen because he got too embroiled in his own fucking ego and the politics and the opulent side of the Jones Gate Civil War there. But then what Scott Cooper has done is somehow, be it by fluke or design, has managed to make a perfect movie. And that's really difficult nowadays, to make a perfect period movie without doing something that then falls in a genre pick. Because you could, it's not. It happens to be a western that's a period drama, but it's not. It's not going, well, we need to do this because it's a western. We need to do this because it's a period film. We need to do this because it's this.
And I mean, as we were saying, like, most of the violence is off screen, and the violence you do see on screen it's almost there for theme than it is for, like, viscera. You know, I mean, like, particularly Bale at the end, like scalping the guy. You know, and just that fucking howl.
The thing is, as well, you don't see it. It's away from camera. There's no. Some directors would have gone, we need to get a shot from.
To be fair, S. Craig Zahler would have gone all in.
It would have gone all in because it would have been a very different movie. It might have still been a fantastic movie, but it would be a very different movie.
Yeah.
But Scott Cooper's not. He's not interested in showing you that. He's not telling you. That moment isn't telling you Christian Bale's story. You're not seeing it from Christian Bale. You're not watching Christian Bale do that. You're viewing Rosamund Pike, seeing what Christian Bale is doing. And that is the point. It's the emotion of it, not the act of it, that we're watching. And it's very difficult to do that. You don't see it an awful lot in modern cinema because we're about the act. We're about quick. I don't want to have to think about this. I want to fucking see it. I want to deal with it. I want to be pissed off about it, and I want to move on to the next fucking thing that I want to see. Deal. Pissed off. And I want to do that. I don't have to think about how that's made me feel. I don't want to explore the grey areas. I want black and white. And this is a film all about grey areas. You've got a main protagonist that's actually not a good person. Ben Foster is there to tell you he's not a good person.
Yeah.
He's done more shit than all of us. And then you've got Rory Cochrane. He's having this great this tragic epiphany that he's not. That's it. And he's saying, "I've killed everything that moves. I've killed babies. I've killed what's it." But then you're sad to see him fall into this. But he's not a good person, or is he a good person in a time where people weren't good? There's so much going on with it. It's such a brilliant piece of cinema.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Also, and as well, it doesn't give a shit about its fucking politics. It's not trying to thrust politics onto you. It's thrusting people onto you.
Yeah, it's gonna be discovered by a lot of people in coming years, and I think there's gonna be a lot of how the fuck didn't that get nominated for everything.
Yeah, it's going to be that movie where in 5 or 6 years' time, people are going to be going, were we really putting Get Out at the top of our list that year? Shit.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, yeah, I mean,
And Get Out's a good movie.
Yeah, it is. It's a good movie. It's a film that defined the year. It like I think I said last week, doesn't make it the best film of the year. Good.
I think I know your number one.
Go on.
No, I won't. You say it, but I think I know it.
Rooney Mara Pie Eater.
Rooney Mara Pie Eater.
Yeah. So I rewatched A Ghost Story over the course of last night and this afternoon, and that film fucking speaks to me.
Good.
Unlike pretty much anything, it is a film very, very keyed into my mindset, and this might be a case where it's objectively the best film of the year for me. I would be fascinated for you to watch A Ghost Story, because I don't think you'll enjoy it nearly as much as me.
I'll watch it this week and we'll discuss it next week.
Sweet, okay. It's out to rent on iTunes tomorrow, so it'll be easily seen. It's an idea which sounds like a gimmick, but you just kind of forget about him in entire sequences, and then just seeing him walk around these landscapes is just fucking heartbreaking. There is a monologue in this film which is unlike anything I think I've ever heard, but is 100% accurate, and it is a film that has changed my mindset on how I approach life. Honestly,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's done that great thing that cinema does of just like holding up a mirror to things, yourself or society or whatever, and in this case it's me, and asking, what are your priorities? And it had a real effect, and it was just as profound second time round. I think the look of it is very interesting. The way Casey Affleck's character reacts to things, despite the fact that he doesn't say anything once he's dead, is really interesting.
You've been a big fan of the look of all of Lowry's films, haven't you?
Yeah. I'm David Lowery. I'm fully in at this point.
Everybody says it's a flawed movie, but it looks fantastic.
And Pete's Dragon is just a wonderful film in most aspects. I believe it was in my top 20 last year, I want to say.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So for him to quickly make this Sundance film with Casey Affleck in a bed sheet with holes cut through his eyes, I didn't expect what I got here. And it's a film about life. It is a film about what you do with your life and who matters to you. What relevance it means to try and make an imprint on those who are going to be here long after you're gone. It's dealing with big, weighty themes. but does it all quite subtly and in the space of an hour and a half.
That is, yeah, it's only an hour and a half long, isn't it?
And the ending, fucking, just, goosebumps for me. For me, that's the thing. I am.
But that's what it should be. These things shouldn't be what people think are the best films of the year. It should be for you. What is it? Fuck, I've got the fucking Greatest Showman at number fucking 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's not about the optics of it. It's like, what do I want to say?
What did you get out of it?
The year. It's what did I get out of it? And it was a film that I find incredibly profound.
That's it. You will get weird little fucking films, and I haven't seen Ghost Street. It may be a fantastic movie, so I'm not playing it down. I'm not with that statement there. You get those weird little films where, for some reason, it clicks with you more than it does with other people, and other people don't understand it. It's like, because clearly you've not watched the same movie as me. You've watched the same. It's been the same visual and things like that, but the impulses have been different. And movies should be influenced by the way that you're feeling at certain times, or by that. They should be influenced by these emotions. And if they twinge and they fire off these different fucking impulses and synapses within you, then surely that's a good thing. Yeah. And it's why you can watch one movie and adore it when you're 7 years old, and you watch it when you're 30 and you go, I'm an idiot. Or the opposite fucking way around. That's how fucking films should work. I'm just looking at his next movie. Listen to this cast.
Go on.
Robert Redford, Casey Affleck, Sissy Spacek, Danny Glover, Keith Carradine, Elizabeth Moss, and Tom Waits.
Yeah, nice.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
He's doing Peter Pan.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, he's developing it at the moment. Yeah, which is interesting.
Very interesting.
David,
his aesthetic.
Yeah, quite. I mean, Lowry, like Damien Chazelle, like from last year, obviously, they're filmmakers. I will watch anything they do from here until the day I fucking pass.
Yep.
You know, like, fuck it, yeah, brilliant. But hopefully we'll talk more next week.
Yeah, I will definitely get it watched, because it's a very fucking interesting choice for your top one. That
cool.
Bravo.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the same. Okay, so let's just go. We'll go through the list we got from people quickly. Thank you very much, folks. It's getting on a bit, and I've got a feeling I might be needed downstairs. So Rick J. Kidd, Rick, as we said, we'll do an anticipated list next week. But so his top 3: Wind River is number 3, Dunkirk number 2, Blade Runner 2049 number 1.
Yep.
Worst Zombies Have Fallen. I bet it probably was. Yes. Biggest surprise, Split. Biggest disappointment, The Snowman. Right there with you.
Yeah.
TGP 73. Best for Ragnarok. Worst, Christmas Inheritance, which I'm pretty sure was another Netflix original Christmas film.
I think it was another Netflix original Christmas film, yeah.
Biggest surprise, Mark's favourite, The Meyerowitz Stories. And biggest disappointment, bless him, The Last Jedi. Fucking...
Oh.
And Craig X Dawson, he's put a link to his top 20 on Letterboxd. Forgive me, bud. I'm just going to do the top 3, but thank you. Number 3, The Disaster Artist. Number 2, The Handmaiden. Number 1, Manchester by the Sea. Oh, he's got the Florida Project in at number 4, but he does have Brawl in Cell Block 99 at 6, so you know. Worst, Edith Walks. Biggest surprise, Dave Made a Maze. And biggest...
I see, now I want to see that. Dave Made a Maze.
Okay.
What's that?
Yeah, it's an interesting title. Biggest disappointment, Baby Driver. I'll be honest, if it wasn't for The World's End, I think Baby Driver would probably be on my disappointed list as well. But I don't know.
I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, you quite enjoyed it. I just, like... I want to give Baby Driver another go. I kind of wonder if I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. And lastly, the great SD, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Best, number 5, Mindhorn. Good choice. Number 4, Valerian. Number 3, Trainspotting 2. Number 2, Dunkirk. Number 1, Blade Runner 2049. Pleasant surprises, Wonder and Happy Death Day. I do want to see Happy Death Day. Disappointments: Wonder Woman and War for the Planet of the Apes. Well, fair enough. Worst: The Snowman and American Assassin. The Snowman's pretty...
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dicking.
Isn't it? So thank you for the contributions, folks. Right, so next week, what's out? So we've got... Fuck, there's a big one. We've got The Commuter, the new Liam Neeson thriller, which I'm up for. But there's something else, and I can't remember what it is, and I'm going to look it up. Fuck, there is something else, I swear. What is it?
There is something else out next week, isn't there?
The fucking is. I'm going to kick myself. Oh, The Post.
Yeah, we would have kicked ourselves about that one.
Yeah, The Post. So I'm assuming we'll be doing The Post.
Yeah.
Coco's out next week as well. I mentioned it was previews this weekend. I just want to say to any parents, if you're going to take your kids to see Coco, have some answers about death. Fucking, like, on you. Yeah, that was an interesting time with Lottie. I'll just leave it there. Daddy, we used to be skeletons, didn't we? Well, not really, lots. But they've all got their meat off their bones, haven't they? It was like, fucking, what do you say to that? Anyway, meat off their bones.
That, like I said to your WhatsApp, that's both chilling and sweet at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Makes me adore your daughter even more.
Bless you. So we'll talk The Post next week. I'm going to see The Commuter. So there you go. I'll talk about that next week. Fuck it. And yeah. Thank you very much for listening, folks. I'm going to shoot off. Mark's hungry. I'm sure.
Yes, I haven't eaten yet. And we're going to have a paying it forward, aren't we?
Oh, sorry. Yes. So, so I think it's probably going to be a 2-show week next week. Or this week and then one show next week. But playing it forward, so we're going to be covering the Richard Pryor starring Moving.
Yep.
My number 12, I think it was, film of the year, The Villainess. And shit, what was the other one?
It's the Joel Edgerton one, isn't it?
Wish You Were Here.
Wish We Were Here, that's it.
Yeah, Noel got me. So, yeah, should be a good show, that. So we'll have that. And, are you okay to do, a normal show as well next week?
Yeah, cool. I'm good with that.
So we'll be back with The Post as well. Thank you very much for listening, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show, and see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.